Solo Leveling. Chapter 1. Seoul, South Korea. Rank E Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. If you disregard his slightly abnormal strength and regeneration, he would be embarrassed to even call himself a hunter. Of course, he is always getting hurt and even had a lot of near-death experiences. A job of a hunter, where the life is always on the line, is not something he is doing because he likes it. At a construction site in Seoul, Jin-Woo knows that he barely pays his sick mother's medical bill with what Hunters Guild pays him. For a normal person with no particular talent, he has no choice but to be a hunter. A hunter was waiting for the raid team to assemble. Someone greets him. He turns behind and sees Bak. Bak was a hunter who quit his profession a while ago. It was Bak who greeted Kim. Kim asks Bak why he was there. Bak had quit being hunter as he didn't like this profession. Bak said that his wife was pregnant and so he had to go hunting to earn for his family. Kim agrees that raid was the easiest way to earn fortune. Bak was worried that he might have fallen behind after such a long time. He admits that his skills were not good enough and was worried that he might be even worse after this break. Kim suddenly greets Jin-Woo and thanks him for coming. Other hunters too seem to enthusiastically greet him. Kim asked Jin-Woo if he had eaten something. Jin-Woo replied politely and walked away. Bak was surprised to see all this and wondered if Jin-Woo was some strong hunter from the association. Kim laughed and replied that Bak didn't know Jin-Woo as he came right after Bak quit. Kim also said that Jin-Woo was the world's weakest hunter. Bak was surprised and asked if Kim was wrong. Since everyone was politely greeting him, wasn't he the world's strongest? Kim laughed and said that S-class were known as the world's strongest. Jin-Woo was considered to be weakest. Kim also told Bak that Jin-Woo was weak enough to get hurt in a rank E dungeon. Bak was surprised that Jin-Woo was so weak. Kim concluded that since Jin-Woo was here, their dungeon must be quite weak. Kim then reminded Bak not to be too loud. Sadly, Jin-Woo seems to be able to perfectly hear him. He went to the association's desk for a cup of coffee. However, the desk assistant told that coffee was not available. Jin-Woo could only sigh at his bad luck. Just as Jin-Woo was walking away depressed at his bad luck, he heard a loud wail that made him shudder. Jin-Woo turned around and saw a cute girl fuming at him. Jin-Woo politely greeted the girl and was glad that Miss Ju-hee was attending the raid too. However, Ju-hee was not in a mood to greet him. She angrily asked why his face seemed hurt again. Jin-Woo tried to avoid the topic. However, Miss Ju-hee seemed quite adamant about knowing the truth. Both of them sat together. Miss Ju-hee asked if Jin-Woo went to the hospital, to which he answered affirmatively. Jin-Woo confessed that he was hurt in a rank E dungeon. Miss Ju-hee was shocked to hear that. Jin-Woo felt depressed as he remembered that others didn't even bring a healer as they were all higher ranked. Miss Ju-hee was shocked at their carelessness. She couldn't believe that hunters were so casual about the dungeons. Jin-Woo didn't mind it. He knew he was hurt only because he was weak. As they were chatting, all the hunters assigned for the raid had already gathered. Jin-Woo and Ju-hee too went forward towards the gate. Song Chi-yeol saw everyone gathered and declared that he would be the leader of the raid. Since he was the highest-ranked hunter and a trusted hunter as well, no other hunter denied his claim. After all, if a high-rank hunter led the team, it would be easy to safely earn some money. Jin-Woo and Ju-hee too had no objections. After all, Jin-Woo had known Mr. Song for a long time and trusted him. And so, everyone finally entered the dungeon. A hunter reminded Jin-Woo not to get hurt, though the remainder seemed more like a taunt. And thus, Jin-Woo entered the gate as well with other hunters. He would try to do his best today again. Chapter 1 finished.